So MAGA doesn't like to be called fascist. And so I think it's time to explain why we call them fascist and then resume calling them fascist. And in fact, in protest, we should call them fascist more often. Now, I know you all aren't much for academics, but there is a scholar named Roger Griffin, and his definition of fascism is the most widely accepted. So you tell me if it fits. There are 7 elements of this, and the first element is the myth of a national rebirth. The idea of rescuing a nation from decay and corruption and restoring it to its former glory, a glory that really never existed. The second element is ultra-nationalism. So everything you do in society must serve that ultimate good. And this is where you typically get outsiders like immigrants or the trans community excluded from society as a whole. The third element is anti-liberalism. This is a rejection of democracy, pluralism, and individual rights. They see politics as a struggle where compromise is betrayal. They are anti-communist and anti-socialist. Don't get confused with names like National Socialist because it's meant to confuse. This includes adopting mass mobilization tactics, so like parades, rallies, and youth groups. The fifth one is what everybody thinks of, and that's a cult leader and an authoritarian state. They glorify a single leader as the embodiment of the national will. So anything that's good for that nation is associated with what's good for that leader. Democracy is then replaced with a hierarchical state. 6 is militarism and violence as a virtue. And this might seem confusing given the events of this week, but don't let them fool you. Remember, 70% of the political violence in this country is right-wing, much of that promoted by the president himself. For them, violence is to be used as a cleansing force to restore society. This is where a lot of the law and order rhetoric comes in. Now, there is a non-violent version of authoritarianism that's not this, but I'm not sure that type of leadership would be changing a department to the Department of War. And then what really captures everybody is this combination of tradition and modernity. So you can have really advanced technology, but with a return to sort of a patriarchal order. So you make people feel like they're moving forward, they're progressing when they're really not. So you tell me, does the shoe fit?